I never in a million years have been like, oh, Christopher Nolan's doing the Odyssey, Homer's Odyssey. I never would have thought that. Based off all the rumors, we're gonna go back, and Nolan's never done anything like this. They're making new IMAX technology to shoot this. On top of that, too, we're talking about this ancient Greek poem, one of the fundamental texts of like
It wasn't
Western
a poem,
literature.
it was a story.
It was a poem. It started off as a poem, Gr. It started off as a poem.
Actually,
It
the
became a
Odyssey
story.
story, well, I
Poem.
won't argue. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We'll
I
dive
apologize.
into it. I know a lot. It's a big poem. It's a big story poem. But okay. But it tells the story of Odysseus, the king of Ithaca, and his perilous journey home from the Trojan War, exploring themes of heroism, loyalty, talking about cunningness, and the struggle to go against the divine will. And this tale includes, of course, epic battles with a bunch of different like creatures, Greek gods at that time. We're talking about, Cyclops, the sirens, the witch goddess. There's a lot of people involved in this, and I'm really excited about this. And I'm really excited about where this is going because I think this is cool. I think Christopher Nolan's amazing, and him doing a epic Greek story like this is insane to me. I'm super excited about it. I never thought it was going to happen. I thought we were never going to. I thought it would be a cop movie. We're getting the Odyssey. The Odyssey. That's nuts to me. And I think this is great for Nolan. I think that he hasn't done anything like this before. Like, why not let him dive in? Let him create new IMAX cameras and make something amazing. I'm stoked. And I think Tom Holland is probably gonna be the main character in this, of course. Or Matt Damon, because Matt Damon's in this too. Is Matt Damon the main character? And then, of course, maybe Tom Holland's a side character because Zendaya's in this too. It kind of makes sense that at the end of the
She's
whole,
in everything.
yeah, but at the end of this, he goes back to his wife. It kind of makes sense that it's Zendaya to me. I'm just saying, kind of makes sense if he's like on his journey and then he goes back to Zendaya because they're together. People know they're together and they love them together. They cast them both. To me, that kind of feels like the world we're in. To me personally. What do we think? Are we excited? Does this make sense for Nolan's next movie, Jonathan? Are you super
Yeah.
stoked? Are you like, what is happening with this world?
Now this part I understand. I think a little bit better. It literally when people say it's an epic, like this is what they're talking about. This
Mm-hmm.
could be Academy Award winning again for him. Again, right? Because he's won some before, right? Hasn't he?
Yeah.
Nolan? Yeah.
Yes.
I think this
One or
could
two.
be yeah, I think this could be a
Tell me, Gina.
generational masterpiece. It's that big of a story. Isn't this where we even get like the hero's journey and
Yes.
things like that?
Yes.
I mean, this I'm sitting here thinking, gosh, I wonder why he hasn't done this already. I wonder why nobody
Yes,
has
Queen.
made this kind of masterpiece.
It's been since like the 90s or something like that where they did the last one, And they've tried it, but like big budget like this, Universal Studios,
Yeah.
IMAX cameras, we've never seen this before like this. And I think Nolan's going to bring a whole new spectrum to it, Jonathan.
I kind of like this more than the whole Lord of the Rings thing. And
Right?
we had 6 of those. 7 if you count this new one you talked about during breaking news.
But do you think this could be a thing? I mean, it's only one movie. Could they maybe it'll become like an epic journey, like a trilogy, maybe? Because
Maybe, I
Nolan's
hope so.
never really had like he's done the Dark Knight, of course, but that was never like assumed to be a trilogy. Could this be something that the same grounds you think where he's going to start with one and Universal's going to push him for more?
I think that the budget for this is going to be so healthy and the
Oh, it's got to be big.
actors are going to be so good that Nolan's pretty much going to have free reign to take whatever's going on up here and put it on that screen however he needs to do it. So I think we're going to not just see a great movie, I think we might see a new you said like a new technology, right? We might see a new
New
standard.
IMAX technology.
Right. We might see something that we've never seen before, presented in a way that we've never seen it. And I think this is really exciting for the entire industry.
Talk to GR about this for a second. I got a 10-1. Sorry.
What do you think, GR?
I have to agree with you. I mean, no, he is such an incredible. Nolan is an incredible director. I have not had the privilege of working with him. I wish I could someday. I don't. I think really a little bit of
You're good. You're
little
good.
bit of alcohol here. Let's
A
try
little
that
bit.
again. A little bit. But anyway, I think where they take the story will direct where the storyline is going to go. Could they make it a multi-part, multi-film series? Absolutely, they could. But it depends where in this story they take it.
I'm looking at the
I
chat
mean,
here, and I see that William Buck Rogers and Alfred, you're saying, would people really be excited about this? Maybe it's just another period piece. I think a lot of that has to do with how they market it. When they finally make it and they start marketing this thing, are they really pushing? Are they ramping up the action sequences in this?
well,
Like Gladiator or 300, or is it gonna be something where it's
or the Jonathan, excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
no, go, go.
interrupt. That
No,
was
no,
rude.
you're good. You're good.
But what I'm saying is they could make it, as Alfred said, a period piece,
Well, it's
or
going
they
to be.
could bring it, or they could bring it to the 21st century and make it an action adventure.
I think it's a period piece, GR. It's got to be. I mean,
Yeah.
I love the idea
Well,
of that.
I agree with you. I well see it as a period piece, but I could also see bringing that as a, how do I put this, a post-apocalyptic piece
Yeah.
where they bring it here to the 21st century and say, "Oh my God, the world has ended. And now we've got to travel back to our homeland." The Homer aspect, if you will.
I think they're going to approach it more like, um, oh, what was that movie? It wasn't Passion of the Christ, but it was like it. That movie about
I was thinking 2012, and you're going the
is
farther
well
back.
well what's yes, I guess I went further
Mm.
back than 2012. What was that movie about those it was like a native, not the Jungle Book, but it was like the natives in
Last of
this.
the Mohicans.
No, I don't think there was any dialogue in it. Do you know the movie
Okay.
I'm talking about?
Oh shit, you're going way
Oh,
back.
are you talking about? Wait, are you going back, or is this Apocalypto?
Maybe that's, yes, that one. Where it's just an epic masterpiece of a film. Same with Passion of the Christ. Or if you look at the new Mary is it on Netflix, I think.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's going to be
Anthony
something like
Hopkins.
that. Yeah, I don't think they're going to make this a modern adaptation. I think they're going to make this the
They should do
quintessential
both.
version of the story.
But I just think though, like, and they're already talking about like it being an epic movie, and
Like
that's
the
sort of
Ten
developing.
Commandments.
Yeah, you're developing new technology for this, but people were talking like a freaking copter buddy cop movie. That's what they were saying it's going to be, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it comes to
They
be like this
lied,
epic.
Brian.
Well, yeah, womp womp womp, right? That's what happens. Everybody freaking lies in Hollywood. John's got a twinkle in his eye, and GR's playing the sad trumpet. You know what I mean? And that's the journey we go through together, But that's what people were saying, and to me, I'm like, I was just shocked by this. I was just shocked.
I think
Yeah, and
sometimes. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
as the Queen's saying, the other side of the world. They get home. Yeah. Odysseus trying to get home, and that's the whole journey. And I think they're going to try to showcase that. I think Tom Holland's Odysseus, and I think that at the end of the day, I think that Matt Damon will be somebody to help him along the way. That's
Well,
what's going to be.
that's the guide or the mentor in the whole
Yeah,
hero's journey
done.
process, right?
That's it.
I think something that's interesting is when you've got somebody like Christopher Nolan, how could he possibly become any more successful at what it is that he does professionally, right? He has reached the top. And I think a lot of these people, it's not just about, for them, it's not just about making a little bit more money. I mean, when you got billions of dollars, do you really care if you make an extra few hundred million? I think for him, it's about
Sure.
well, okay, maybe you do,
Well,
but,
make more
but
money.
I think it's about that legacy and understanding that 50, 60, 85 years later, people may still be talking about the Odyssey the way we still talk about Planet of the Apes or the Ten Commandments or any of these other Ben Hur. he wants to make what will become a classic, a timeless classic. And I think that's why he's doing it. Another buddy cop movie, sure, that'll make him money, but this will create a legacy.
This is like something completely different, and he's never done some of this. I mean, you got Batman, of course, and Batman will keep him going forever. But this is like something like Gladiator, like we're saying, Gladiator, something that's going to be a movie that he can like sink his teeth into. Like, I'm going to make something that's going to really stick my name on forever. I agree with you, Jonathan. Did you hear what you're fighting us on this? You getting salty on us or what?
No, I was agreeing, but I'm sorry, Batman does not.
Yeah. That's his biggest thing now, though. If you ask me, it's his biggest thing, really. I mean, Oppenheimer actually maybe is blowing that out of the water now. Maybe Oppenheimer is blowing out of the water because Oppenheimer's a great movie. I love Nolan. I love Nolan. I worked with him in 2 movies. I love him. He's a fucking great guy.
This chat
as I said while you were, as I said while you were busy, I've never had the privilege of working with him, and I hope someday I do.
Should make another bit.
But I mean, to make a thing, you don't put. I'm sorry, Jonathan, you don't put Planet of the Apes. I mean, the movies that are classics. I love Planet of the Apes, but it's not one of those movies that I would put with things like Gone with the Wind and a couple of the others that you mentioned. Because
I think I said Planet of the Apes and I meant 2001: A Space Odyssey, but I was thinking about those monkeys that the monkeys in the beginning with the famous song. I think that's what I meant, but I just left it there because that's what I said. So I left it
with the giant iPhone.
But I won't try to recount the movies that you did quote because I've had way too much alcohol. But Nolan, with this movie, if he does it right, could cement himself in the lore of Hollywood with the people that we know of as true classics.
Mm-hmm.
He's got, the man is a talent beyond words.
GR, if you've only worked with him, like him on set is like one of the most amazing things ever. Like when I worked on Inception, like one of my first big things in Hollywood, like just to be in the room with him and how his energy, how people respect him, what he knows, how he stops takes. Because a lot of directors, they overshoot stuff a lot of times. And it's like they're overshooting. We gotta do this. Nolan will be like in the middle of like one shot, they're all this epic shit. And he's like, cut. Like, I know this scene's longer. And he's like, oh, moving on. Because like he goes, I know I'm gonna cut right there. I'm not gonna shoot more. Like he has the whole movie edited in his mind. And he can crack some really off-cuff jokes sometimes. And I think that goes back to our last conversation because he's good about that sometimes. It makes you comfortable.
Sounds like it.
He fucking called me Tom Cruise the whole time. Collateral. He yelled at me and called collateral. Get on your mark. One of my favorite things.
Should we call you Tom from now on? Is that what you're saying, Brian?
One of my favorite things that would get him canceled. I think I've actually said in the show before. It might get him canceled though. And I wouldn't get him canceled because I wouldn't fucking cancel him. You know what I mean? Not me. I don't know if I should tell that story. Jonathan?
I don't know. I wouldn't risk it until after the movie comes out.
After the election. Okay, after the election.
Or after
you become president.
But yes. I think it would be cool to hear another story about working with him and what that's like.
There's a moment where if you watch Inception.
After we're off the air, Brian.
I'll give you this one because I love Nolan and I know that we've had conversations on this show. People like trash talking Nolan sometimes and it makes me mad. I think I might have told this story. Maybe I didn't. But I was working on Inception, and there's a scene where Joseph Gordon-Levitt is trying to test. He's trying to test, like, like, oh, you're in a dream, you're not in a dream. Like, how do I know I'm not there? And they come down to a rocking chair, and they put him on a chair, and he kind of teeters, and it almost falls, but doesn't fall, and he wakes up, right? And so I sat in the chair. I didn't know what was happening, and I'm sat in the chair, and he goes, Brian, do you trust me? And, like, he's holding the back of my chair. I didn't know he was behind me. I'm sitting in the chair. I'm like, yes, Chris, I trust you. He goes, okay. And then he's holding the chair and he lets go. And I fall backwards and I land on a fucking huge crash mat that I did not know was there. No idea it was there. I landed, fucking spiraled back and I hit it. I was like, oh. And he goes, it's a work for Joseph. And I was like, oh shit. But I had no idea. But I trusted him.
It's a what for Joseph?
It'll work for Joseph.
Oh, it'll work. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, what the hell is that?
Oh, we
That's
lost
just
Brian. There he is.
That's just who he. That's just because he knew we had a, and that's the thing, like, we had like him and I, like when we were talking back and forth, an understanding of like I'm here for you, whatever you need me to do, you know. And we got that very early on. Like when I was talking to him, I'm like honestly, I am here. I believe in your work, and I believe in you, and I trust you. And we had those conversations multiple times, so much so that he would joke me all the time. And when he grabbed me, I'm like, I believe in this man, and I didn't care, you know.
Wow.
And I fell, and I was like, and I laughed out loud really hard. And Wally Pfister, the DP, is like, holy shit balls, that worked. And I'm like, I didn't give a fuck, you know. I'm like, it's cool. And so it's like you get in situations sometimes.
Is that because you were a stand-in for Joseph?
Yeah, I was a stand-in. Yeah, and it's double. So
that is so cool that you have these experiences with these legendary names.
We did a whole sequence. There's a castle and Inception. We lit the whole thing and walked through it like for an hour. We did one take with Joe, and then Wally Pfister, the DP, said, cut. And then Nolan goes, what? He goes, it's not right. He goes, what? What's wrong? We lit the whole thing for fucking Tom Cruise, not for Joseph Gordon-Levitt. We got to fix everything. And he looked at me and started laughing. We're good. And then,
wow.
Just to fuck with me for a second. You know what I mean? Just for that second to see my heart drop. And then they knew, you know, I was like first thing in Hollywood, you know? So.
Wow. So you ought to write a book, man. You've got some really great stories.
Yeah. One day.
He wants you to write a book, and somebody said they would make a movie about me, and I said, yeah, right. Anyway,
Brian,
I think this Odyssey thing, I know people trash on Nolan sometimes. I would say I love Nolan. I trust what he does. I think he has the aspirations and the intellect for bigger and bigger movies based off stories that we haven't even covered yet. GR, that is Ozempic calling right now.
That's a landline.
I can't talk right now. I'm on the show.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
One of those.
That was awesome. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Sorry, It was my neighbor across the street.
Secret Service.
Yeah, well, I can't tell people that, Brian. Come on.
You can't tell them. You can't tell them.
It's classified.
Yes, it is. It is. But I would say, at the end of the day, Nolan deserves respect. I'm excited about this new chapter at Universal. I was so upset about the Guy Pearce thing, about how Guy Pearce wasn't allowed to be cast after Memento because a Warner Brothers exec said they hated him, and so that Nolan can never cast him again. That pissed me off, and I hope they work together again. I hope he's in this too. This is an epic journey. You have Anne Hathaway in here. You got Tom Holland. You got Matt Damon. You got the casting. It keeps coming forward. Yeah, there's the casting keeps building and building because people want to work with him. I freaking can't wait for that day where it's just I'm acting with him again and I'm with him and that's it. That's me. I want to entrust in Nolan to conquer Hollywood, and I'm there for it.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.